Okay, welcome to the December 18th Board of Estimate Apportionment. First order of business is approval of the meeting minutes from December 4th. There is one check we're going to do on who called the meeting to order, but everything else looks by the book. Do a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so first is introductory ordinance 24-114, amending the 2024 CDBG budget to reflect service reductions. This is basically, we had to have all of our human services folks take a haircut because of after the budget was adopted, HUD came back and changed some caps that were associated with how our human services cap was calculated. So we have to respond to that and meet the HUD guidelines. So these changes affect that. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 24-115 to amend the 2024 general fund budget for the demolition of fire damaged properties at 122 Henry Street and 17 William Street. This is to account for additional costs in demolition, expense costs, and insurance recovery revenue are increased by the same amount. A motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is an ordinance to amend the 2024 general fund budget for the emergency demolition at 9 Telegraph Street. Same thing. This covers the additional demolition costs, air monitoring, et cetera, on 9 Telegraph Street with the requisite insurance recovery revenue as well. With a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 24-117 to amend the 2024 general fund budget to account for over budget year-end items. This is in which department? Police, right?
Please. Yes.
This is in police to cover overtime, travel and training, and vehicle repair in the amount of $87,000. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ordinance 24-118.
Mayor, there's also an additional amount on there for 163,000 for their overtime line as well.
Okay, got it. So it's 87,000 for vehicle repair, travel and training and overtime, and then an additional increase of expense line in overtime for 163,500.
Correct.
Got it. As reflected in the resolution. Okay, we already voted on that, right?
Yeah, I think that's just a point of clarity.
Okay. Ordinance 24-118, ordinance to amend the 2024 golf budget to account for over budget year-end items. This is an increase in various revenue lines as well as expense lines in pro shop merchandise and golf operations and promotions. Have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ordinance 24-119. This is to amend the 2024 ramps budget to account for over budget year-end items. This is budget increases in management services, credit card fees, electricity, gasoline, diesel, fuel, and general operating supplies, with a requisite increase in revenue line of interest in the ramps fund. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
With a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ordinance 24-122. This is to amend the 2024 capital budget to close out grants no longer active. There are a variety of grants, live scan fingerprinting, coronavirus expenses, a water revitalization plan, UPD, 2 DASNY grants that have small amounts left in there. It's to close those out and clean up the capital fund. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 24-124. This is an ordinance to amend the 2024 general fund budget and 2024 general fund and general fund budgets to reallocate ARPA funds. This is basically shifting funds in originally ARPA funds were used in the water department. They have had a lot of projects that they've done, some of which they have additional money left over. We have an obligation to have those allocated before year's end. So we're taking some of the funding in CSO repair, water pump stations and planning plotter and putting into interfund transfers for ARPA. So that money does not go away. This ordinance covers $68,227.79 of that. Do you have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Next is introductory ordinance 24-125. This is to transfer funds in the police department to cover travel and training in the amount of $18,900. This is coming from unspent personnel services lines. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is ordinance 24-126 to amend the Department of Public Works budget for over budget items in general operating supplies, vehicle parts, and tires, totaling $32,000 being transferred from the gas fuel line. Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance to amend the parks budget for over budget items. They were over budget 18,000 in electric and are taking it from temporary services, 16,000 and 2,000 in gas heat. And we've updated all of the department's electricity budgets for the 2025 budget to reflect the increases. So
Yes.
we don't have as many of these next year.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Introductory ordinance 24-128. This is reallocation of funds in the water and sewer department from water pump station improvements to water plant improvements in the amount of 30,000. This will assist the ongoing contract with Brown and Caldwell to do EPA compliance as well as system upgrades and SOP work that's happening at the water plant so it can respond to the lead and copper mandates from the federal government. And this is also part of us spending down the available ARPA lines.
Right.
Do you have a motion? We have a
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And lastly, an ordinance to transfer capital funds for the purchase of 3 police vehicles. This is the amount of $150,000 coming from unspent salary lines to purchase 3 vehicles in the Binghamton Police Department, which I believe are out to bid right now, getting pricing. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nothing else, right? All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 You're adjourned.